My name is Rory Houlihan, and I ran for the U.S. Senate this spring 2016 to stop the ticking time bombs and put our economy on track for a bright new day, instead of all things ending. Let me educate you on the ticking time bombs and give you the rest of the story. Part 2, ALP. The always lower price game, or ALP, is a price point game, or a game of inferior goods and monopoly. To make superior profits, you have to be the lowest cost producer. This is done through collapse and consolidation. External investment equals monopolization to increase economies of scale, which lowers costs through internal cost-cutting measures. What are cost-cutting measures? Well, one is your wages. So ALP game is always poor and poor. ALP CEOs chase poverty or create poverty. In the United States, real wages are usually lowered by inflation. This is done principally by no minimum wage increases, lowering the real wage at the bottom, and cap and slide corporate tactics, which lowers wages at the top end. Both combine to lower and flatten wages in a corporation, leading to higher and longer periods of poverty. To do a cap and slide, companies need to be able to go after the company man or the long-term employee. One of the main tools are right-to-work laws. Right-to-work laws do that by narrowing or eliminating the anti-discrimination laws against one group of employees, in particular the long-term employee or the company man. See, skill is a function of time. It takes 5 years on average to know your job. It takes 10 years to be proficient in your job. And based on the average time of a Nobel Prize winner, that study makes it 25 years to become an expert in your field or job. As you become more and more skilled, you become more and more valuable to a company. Thus, you can command a higher wage or income. So income equals wage is a function of time, thus to age. In the corporate structure, there are natural bottleneck positions, which act as cap. Everyone under the cap position earns less than he. In retail, the cap position is the store manager and the vice president. In manufacturing, it is the plant manager and the vice president. Notice both have the vice president as a cap position. The vice president is a person, usually white, let's be honest, who has gone through the company's ranks and knows the company from the bottom up. So he is the company expert. He also has a huge life investment in the company's future success. His stock accumulation and pension is based on the company's past and future success. So he becomes kind of a gatekeeper to power. The vice president also becomes a prime target to get rid of by a quick buck CEO. According to the Wall Street Journal, over 1 million vice presidents have lost their jobs since 2008. So most corporate cap and slides go after senior management, especially vice presidents. If you have been looking at this graph for the past few minutes, a picture is worth 1,000 words. And so is this one. The black vertical line is income, where K is equal to $1,000. The black horizontal line is years of working. The top blue line is pre-right to work income stream in a corporation. The bottom red line is the after right to work and slide income stream. The yellow striped area represents the gains for investors and CEOs. Notice they make and take more over time. Data shows that most of that money flows out of the States to Wall Street. Thus, it's a negative cash flow and does nothing for that economy. So the loss of demand increases over time. Kansas is a good example of this. This is the headwind that is holding back our economy. In essence, it's a bleeding of our corporate structure. Today, this headwind creates an estimated $1.2 trillion in top-end shrink, or bleeding, for the federal government. because those living in right-to-work laws states take in more money from the federal government than they pay to the federal government, creating a negative cash flow. This came from Wikipedia. The orange striped area is the defunding of Social Security and Medicare occurring in right-to-work states, and is the main reason for the future insolvency of Social Security. The blue striped area is the total area of low and poor government dependency payout to the poor. Notice that government dependency for single moms have gone from 7 years to 19.5 years. This explains why we have generation after generation of poor single moms on welfare. Considering these two areas, the $1.2 trillion is a conservative figure. Total top-end shrink is estimated at $1.8 trillion per year. Getting rid of top-end shrink would overnight balance the U.S. budget and create actually a surplus. I cannot but conclude that our current deficit is caused by the bleeding of our country at the top end, and why the rich are gaining while everyone ain't. I know that for the most part, you hardworking folks live your lives trying to get along with everyone and do the right thing. Most folks could care less about Wall Street or Washington. I ran to stop the ticking time bombs facing our country. I know that none of the candidates running for the U.S. president are your choice. Why we have these candidates instead of your choice is what this series tries to explain. You now know the playing field and the players, and now you know the headwind keeping our economy from growing. The question is, this president and every election, who are for the killers and who are for the murderers? Because each clearly is for one. And which group is best for us hardworking folks? The Archie Bunkers and the Meatheads. My name is Rory Houlihan, and you have a good and blessed day. Bye.